This is Small Z Surgery.
This is the most unorthodox trial that I've presided over.
Please welcome newfound star Ronald Gladden.
This literally feels like reality TV.
Ronald, great to meet you, mate.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you, man. Thanks for having me.
I feel like you're my best friend, and I've never met you before. How many people have said that to you over the last couple of weeks?
I mean, a good handful, you could say.
You are. This is such a spin out. You are the same person that I watched. The new series on Prime Video is called Jury Duty. If anyone who knows and has watched knows who you are, but for people who maybe don't understand, can you just tell them? Don't tell me that you're a solar panel salesperson, because that's the boring part. Why are you on the show is what I want you to tell people. Why?
Well, so I don't want to put words in Alexis's mouth. Alexis is the producer who ultimately interviewed me and gave me this opportunity, and I am, beyond grateful for her for this. Like, I feel like I'm forever indebted for her. So I don't want to speak for her, but I believe that she ended up going with me on this because she just saw somebody who was just willing to be open and honest the entire time. Because during the interview process, that's all I was with her. I was very open and honest. And then as you saw on camera, that's how I treated people, James included.
Yeah, absolutely. So the story goes, you serve on a jury in Los Angeles of your peers. Well, that's at least what you thought you were doing, sitting on a jury, watching a case go down. But it actually wasn't anything like that at all. It was a mockumentary style, fly on the wall series, but everyone was in on the joke except for you. I honestly, you're the world's nicest guy. Good on you, because you could have come out like a real prick. You could have come out real. The world could have hated you if you played that the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm really glad that I reacted the way that I did, because I mean, believe me, there were plenty of times when I also wanted to just laugh out loud and just die, but like at the time it would have felt rude, so I just had to just keep it together.
Now, obviously the show, I think the story, you tell me what the story is, but I think I read somewhere that you saw an ad for people wanting to be part of the jury process, and they wanted to interview you and make a sort of like a documentary of what happens on a jury in the USA. And then you basically responded to that ad, right? Yeah,
correct. So the ad was pretty vague. It didn't say what the court case was about. They basically were just saying, hey, we were given unprecedented access. This has never been done. We're going to show what goes on behind the scenes of a jury in the deliberation room, the judicial process. But I was prepped from the beginning as well, too, that I could go through this interview process and then I may not even be selected for the jury. Something that people don't see was that they actually had decoy people who applied for the same thing that I did. They showed up the same way that I did, but then they weren't selected and they were sent home to add to that realism.
Wow. And how are you? Well, I don't want to give too much away, because the series is honestly, it's one of these shows that you start, you can't stop. It's completely binge-worthy. How much therapy did you go in afterwards? Did you have to be locked up into a padded room now that you realized everything you had just lived the last week of your life was fake? Have you processed it? How are you?
Thank you for asking. These are all phenomenal questions and I appreciate them. I'm fine now, but I mean, I will say, like, there was a few months immediately following where it was an adjustment process. Even if I didn't want to go through therapy, I was actually required to get some therapy just to make sure that, I was doing all right, which, and again, I'm not mad about. I do appreciate that. But yeah, it was an adjustment period for a few months, like I didn't go to work easily for a month afterwards, at least.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, I guess it's like the only way I can parallel it is that you are the real life Truman Show. Like the moment where Jim Carrey in the Truman Show finds out his entire existence is fake, this is sort of you, and you see the existential crisis that Jim Carrey went through as the character in the Truman Show. I can imagine it would have been like if you were rocking back and forth in the fetal position in your hotel room you're completely fine. I would have been exactly the same. You know, it's okay. It's okay.
I will say it wasn't and obviously we have to have something to compare it to, and the Truman Show is the closest thing you compare it to. Mine wasn't that traumatic. It was, 3 weeks, not 30 years. So there was a little bit, it wasn't that hard on me. But it's funny you said though, because I do remember the first night when I got home and when I actually like got alone and I was in the shower. I do remember it just like I sat down in the shower. It felt like I had just been like punched in the stomach. It was like it was a very, very feeling.
Yeah, wow. Now James Marsden, the Hollywood actor, is in it. There's a scene in the show. I don't want to give too much away, but he shits in your your hotel room. Now, look, you're a normal guy who doesn't not like most regular people, doesn't encounter celebrities, has only ever sees them on the big screen. There's the moment where you don't even know who he is, to be honest with you, but then it clicks later on and you bring the DVD in. When he did do that shit in your hotel room, did you have any internal dialogue going on at all that you didn't say out loud?
I mean, not really, because at the moment, like all I saw was just like an embarrassed person asking for help, and it's like, it's so understandable. Like, obviously he didn't mean to do it. And like, I felt bad for him, because here's this guy who's clearly done something he's embarrassed about, and he's just asking for some help.
Yeah. Look, you honestly, I don't know if it's your parents, but testament to you, because you are the world's nicest guy. What do your friends and family say about you? Did they always know you were a nice guy, or have they gone, oh wow, yeah, our friend Ronald is a really nice guy. Like, we didn't realize just actually how nice he is.
I mean, like a little bit of both, because like when I was younger, I was a bit more rambunctious, I acted a bit more selfishly. I'd like to think that I've always been, I've had good intentions in mind.
Yeah, nice. Are you still in touch with James Marsden or the cast? I guess, I don't know if normal people on a jury ever make friendships afterwards. It's a very strange shared experience. But have you kept in touch with any of them? Have any of them reached out and said hello?
So I stay in touch, and I want everybody to know this. I stay in touch with everybody, and I'm not just talking about the cast that you guys saw. I'm talking about the executive producers, the showrunners, the directors, the camera operators, the audio technicians, like all of these people. Like I built relationships with all of them, and I do still stay in contact with them. Absolutely.
Oh, nice. It's so hard to talk. It's not hard to talk. It's just so hard to do an interview with you, because I don't want to give away any plot from the show, because I really think everyone in Australia, if they haven't seen it already, needs to go and get it, because once you watch it, it's just like... But there is the scene at Margaritaville. Have you had any big nights out at Margaritaville since that one night on jury duty, or have you tried to stay away?
Personally, I haven't gone there individually.
Yeah.
We did have our finale party there, which brought back some memories, to say the least.
Has anyone told you there's the scene where the guy's wearing the t-shirt, which obviously is like not a real thing, but do you know, like, I'm mid watching the show googling what is on this t-shirt, what does this t-shirt mean, this t-shirt has to mean something, and then it drops and you're like, oh my god, I'm like laughing out loud while watching it.
Yeah, funny little tidbit of info on that. So, and again, to add to the realism, because I was allowed to call people each night off of like the bailiff's phone, they would listen to the conversation. They put that word in the Urban Dictionary like a month before they shot this, just on the off chance if I called somebody and was like, have you guys heard of this? And they Googled it. So like they had all their bases covered.
That is fantastic. What a story that is. Now, with your newfound fame, and I don't know if your fortune yet, any thoughts on hitting up Hollywood on a more permanent basis? I mean, you're a natural in front of the camera.
I mean, pretty much I'm taking it day at a time. Like, there's a lot happening. I'm not opposed to it. I'm definitely not trying to like come out as an actor, because clearly I'm not. You can see that in one of the episodes.
No, you warmed up. No, there's the scene when you're running lines with James Marsden. At the first one, I'm like, he's awful. He's gonna cringe watching this back. But then by the end of it, I was like, You know what, though, in that moment, that's when I realized actually how good of an actor James Marsden was, because I was watching it going, holy shit, he's like become someone else while he was sitting on the edge of your bed reading the lines, and then next to you, someone who doesn't act. You could really see who the actor was in the room in the nicest possible way.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, honestly, kudos to James. Like, if you want to talk about somebody who's mastered their craft, he's been doing this for 30 years. Like, and you can tell, like, he is so good at what he does.
Yeah. You're still back at work normal now? Regular guy doing a regular job? Are you still installing solar panels? Or are you taking some extended? Have you taken some extended leave?
I have officially taken some leave. Yes,
Yeah.
I am pursuing the opportunities. But that's what I'm saying. I'm taking them day at a time because they just kind of keep coming. So we're fielding them as they come in.
Nice. Well, I don't know if this is your first interview in Australia. I think it might be. Where else in the world have you heard that the show's gone popular for? Because your Instagram is blowing up. You're becoming a right royal celebrity.
Yeah, so I don't know where this all is released. I know that it is released, obviously, in Australia and New Zealand. It's on Prime Video. You can watch 8 of the episodes. But I'm getting messages from people from Germany, Scotland, Ireland, South Africa, all over the world, London.
And I bet it's nothing but love. Honestly, mate, I don't know you, but you are the world's nicest guy. If there's anybody that the world should be rooting for, it's you, Ronald. Everyone should be rooting for you. You're the world's nicest guy. And look, you could be an awful human, but in the 8 episodes I watched, you come across everything you handle. I just look at myself and go, I wish I could be that guy. I wish I would have handled that in that situation.
Well, thank you. I'm flattered, and I'm honored you think so.
Lovely. Well, look, man, as I said, congratulations on the show. I'm obsessed with it. All of my friends are obsessed with it. Anyone I talk to, I go watch Jury Duty. And everybody who I've told that I would be catching up with you, all the ladies want to know, are you single? Or is the rumor of a girlfriend true? Because you are one eligible you could be the new Bachelor before you know it.
I know everybody wants to know, but I got to answer the same way as always. What's life without enigma?
Yeah, okay, I like that. You know what? You can go and date like 12 ladies on The Bachelor or something like that. That's a big show here. It would be it would work so seamlessly for you. Hey, in all seriousness, congratulations, man. Appreciate the time. And you know what? I'll be seeing you around. And hopefully one day, if I ever am at court, you could be on my jury because, you're someone who I would trust to make the right decision.
Right. Well, here's to hoping that never happens for both of us.
Absolutely. Ronald, dude, thanks for chatting. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Smallsy Surgery
is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.